in a row. Alright guys, welcome back, and here we go. We have a restarted first game, and barbecue. Let's introduce players.
Would you like me to start off? Alright, we have KCAB in the blue as the Chinese. To his left, playing in the pocket position, we have Fire, playing as the Mongols in the red. We have Doubt on the side there. Pretty close, well, pocket anyway, I think it actually is.
Yeah, it is.
Doubt playing as the Spanish in the teal, and Viper playing as yellow in the Huns, and I need to turn the chat off.
Yeah, so do I. It goes absolutely crazy, doesn't it?
Could not even see what I was looking at.
It does. I've got to say, this map is looking a lot better for TyRanT A at this stage. They've all got pretty close wood, which is something that they pretty much struggled with last time. I think Cab probably with the worst map here. But we could still see a restart. We'll have to wait and see. For the other team, though, over to the north of the map in the pink, playing as the Chinese, is Slam in the flank position. Over to his right in the pocket position for TyRanT B is Riot playing as the Huns. In the second pocket position is Bagiofro once again playing as the Spanish. And on the other flank for TyRanT B, last but not least, is Jordan23 playing as the Mongols. So the flank war's going to be the really crucial thing at the early stages of this game. And you can see this map is duopoly. We'll look at the map in just a moment, but I think we should look at who we've got on the flank positions and wait it out and see if we get a restart first.
Definitely the best kind of thing there, because we did see a restart in the first one, and there's potential for one more, so let's have a look. So Cab versus Jordan. Opinion, yeah. Mongols versus Chinese.
I think, well, you know, Mongols, excellent rush civ. Oh dear, Jordan might just lose his scout here. Oh dearie me, I think he's going to lose it. I think he might just lose it. Cab, you could have got that.
He's got the angle right. Yeah, he had the angle right. Once you've got the angle right on the TC, it can't hit you. So
I think
very lucky there.
He might have just done it, but yeah,
maybe.
Jordan
3
getting
HP.
3 health. Now, obviously, for the Mongols, they're an extremely fast rush civilization. They can go up on 20 population as opposed to the standard 21/22, which means that he can do a very fast scout rush. And for the Chinese, they have the option of drushing, but you just never see it. It's not ideal to drush as the Chinese. So I think Cab probably going to have a little bit of a tough time here against Jordan. Not to mention the fact that he has an extremely open map. His wood is very far away, and he's much likely to have a slower feudal time than Jordan 23 here.
Yep, you've completely nailed it in my opinion, because just looking at the wood of Cab, if Jordan does choose to go early scouts, Cab's going to have nothing he can do to protect this wood here. He's just going to have to fight with villagers. He can't even back off to the town center. That's just not an option, so I think that's going to be the most likely. Definitely.
I really agree with that. I think the little saving grace for Cab there is he nearly picked that first scout from Jordan. So Jordan's going to have a little bit less HP on that scout to start with, and that means that the scout rush is going to be a little bit less effective initially because Cab can one-shot a scout with one villager now. However, he needs to have a good Dark Age here because he needs to get up quickly and he needs to be able to protect his villagers from the very fast Mongol rush. We should have a look at the other flank then.
Let's have a looky. So we've got Viper versus Slam. Definitely two of the fastest players I'm thinking on this one, up there with like Riot as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is they're both very, very aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is here again, the Chinese not really a drush civilization, and the Viper here coming in with a barracks now, he will definitely drush this top area, which, you know, it might be a little bit of a problem for Slam. Chinese versus Huns. Obviously, the Huns in this situation are going to be a little bit faster, going to have a little bit of an edge, especially when the Viper is at hand, I guess.
Definitely. As we know, Viper has outstanding control. He doesn't lose units for nothing, so these militia are definitely going to be worth their weight in gold here. And as we can see, Slam's actually elected to take the deer there, so we can see a bit of laming potentially of those deer and just push those villagers completely off it.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, again, with this map having a little bit of a dodgy... Wow, okay. Slam actually saying that he's going to drush. Interesting. And actually, Riot saying, I'll help you with scout cavalry. So this is going to be a pretty unorthodox game, I'm feeling here.
Yeah.
Usually the pocket players are going to fast castle and start making knights, crossbow, whatever they can do. But in this situation, Riot actually saying he's going to help with scout cavalry, which is like just Very unorthodox, but I think Slam's gonna need it if he's drushing as the Chinese here, and of course he's against the Viper as well.
Yeah, it's starting to look like Viper's already going for a wall in as well. So if Riot does commit to the scouts and they can't get in to do any damage, they're going to be down a Castle Age player. So that's a lot of potential knights or anything crossbows that are just not going to be on the table for their team.
Exactly. It is risky, but you know, that risk has to pay off, and it might just do that. Alright, so down at the bottom of the map now, Jordan 23, he's up to feudal, he's getting his barracks up, perfect timing, and he's going to go straight away with the stable, and he's gone up on 20 population. Now, Cap has had a pretty good feudal time here. He's 50% of the way up, and I think he's going to be okay. By the time Jordan gets his first scout out, I reckon Cap could probably have a spear. So I don't think he's in such a bad position, but you know what's interesting? Fire's also making scouts.
Ooh. So that means we're going to potentially see only one Castle Age player per team here instead of like the standard style of 2.
Yeah, exactly. And that's going to be the Spanish players, which, you know, makes a whole lot of sense. Yes. The Spanish here, really a late game sort of, and Castle Age onwards carry, you know, with the Knights and maybe Conquistadors as well. So,
of course, just amazing amount of heavy units they can use.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's going to be a really important thing. Fire's got his scout over here to help out. Cap has his scout as well. He's putting down a range now and making a spearman straight away. Baggiofro's over here as well, and this team play is just going to be phenomenal. Obviously, the communication here between these players, all bringing their scouts into the required location, it's kind of huge.
Yeah, I honestly wish we could hear the Skype calls, just because there'd be so much going on and so much to be paying attention to. Yeah, it's crazy.
Definitely. Up in the north, we missed a little bit of that, but Viper losing his 3 militia there. I don't know what happened, but he must have microed that pretty badly, because Slam takes his entire drush out, and Viper, look at his walls. That is
already set up.
I mean, you don't usually see that. I guess this is a tournament game, so it's a little bit different. But Viper walling up pretty quickly, and, you know, Team TyRanT A looking to get a team wall up pretty quickly by the looks of things.
Yeah, definitely. Like, even as we can see now, Doubt started walling off across this as well. He's got his stable and barracks set up in the right position there. And, yeah, going to be really interesting to see how they keep walling this one off. The only one who's going to be in a little bit of trouble, I'm starting to think, is Cab. Like, he's just so out on the side there.
He is, but he's obviously going to have the support of Fire here as well. But
I
was going to say, I feel like the option to go cavalry or scouts from rear is probably not that good at this stage, because Slam's already pushed Viper's drush back, and I think, you know, rear could probably get away with fast castling here.
Yeah, definitely a good option there. The question is whether they want to like leave Viper alone, because Viper's of course going to have quite a big economy behind this, because naturally when you're drushing, you get quite a big eco up before you can actually advance up. So the question is, do they want to try and break through the palisades and do something, or do they want to go castle and try and take him on in Castle Age?
Yeah, I think that's the big question here. I honestly feel like Castle is going to be the way to go. The thing is here, obviously, if all of these 4 players get a bit of a team wall up, it's going to be quite a lot of wall to defend. And obviously, if you get a few knights out, you're going to be able to take the palisade down pretty quickly. And one breach in the team wall means that you're going to get raided. It doesn't matter, you know, where the breach is. The knights are going to be in, and you're going to have to chase them down. It's going to be quite difficult to deal with. So
that's it. That single hole just compromises the entire team to that one. And because it's a team wall, there's an absolutely huge space there for them to hide in.
Exactly, exactly. And I feel like, obviously, at the moment, TyRanT B, not actually walling up at all, really. I mean, we see Baggiofro making a little bit of walling here, but it's none of them are really walling in the same way that Viper is at the moment. And it seems like Doubt and Fire are starting to wall up. So I think that's a really interesting thing, and we'll see how that kind of progresses towards the Castle Age and late Castle Age, because they're really going to want to have those walls done by then.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
A little bit of action down in the south now. Obviously, Fire's over there to help out. And Jordan, not a lot of scouts out at the moment, because obviously one of his scouts were pretty low to begin with. And I don't know, Jordan might be pushed back here. Obviously, the Mongols going up on 20 population, not necessarily going to have the best economy when they get up to the feudal age.
Yeah, I agree, because he's gone up on so little units, well, so little villages. It means, of course, he doesn't have as much behind here to support it. So he's really got to do some kind of damage with it, or it could make the push not worth it. And right now, the combination of Fire and Cab, they're just pushing into Jordan right now, and he's going to have a bit of trouble defending this one, I reckon.
Yeah, other interesting thing to note here, Doubt. Doubt is making scouts at the moment, and to help out, it seems. Because obviously Viper lost that Drush. Doubt's bringing in some scouts now, trying to clean up Slam and try and raid him a little bit. But back down to the south, I really feel like Jordan's in a bad position if he doesn't defend this, because look at the gold's positions here. If Fire and Cab have map control, Jordan's not going to be able to get onto that gold, which is so crucial.
Exactly, all of his gold's at the front there. He has really no back gold. Like, there's a few patches right in the back there, just 2 spots. And there's another 2 spots on top of a hill. But all of Jordan's main gold up in the front here. If this is claimed by Fire and Cab, it's just not gonna. It's gonna be a definite uphill battle for Jordan.
It will be. At the moment, though, it seems like they're actually bypassing Jordan and going straight to Badgiofro. I think that is a fantastic decision. Obviously, Badgiofro pretty defenseless at the moment. The scout's going to come in. Definitely going to get a villager pick there, and I think that's probably going to be the first villager down. And it looks like TyRanT A are just going to try and raid the pocket players here. Yes. Riot getting some of that as well.
Well, of course, because the pocket players in this one are definitely going to be the power players, because they're going to be generally going for knights or something strong along that sense. Knights, crossbows, whatever, to come in and do the real damage. So the more damage they can do to these guys right now, the less damage they can do in the long run.
Exactly. Badgiofro going to lose another villager by the looks of it. This is not good for him. And oh my god, Dowd coming in as well. Badgiofro completely defenseless. And oh my god, this is terrible for Badgiofro, who is getting like double teamed at the moment.
And Cab's joined the party.
Oh man. I think these guys seriously realizing just how crucial it is to shut down the Spanish player. Cab's in there as well. He's going to start working on the villagers in that lumber camp. Wow, okay. You just walked straight past.
Are they moving to Riot now, or?
But
who are they gangbashing next? That's the question.
My god, that is just
sticking
so
it back.
nasty. So nasty for Badgiofro at the moment. Jordan coming in to try and help him out, and it's not very often you see a water battle like this in the pocket player's base at this stage of the game, but here we have it.
Oh, this is absolutely insane. Jordan with a lot of scouts, though, so going to be able to push out a lot of spears, sorry, so going to be able to push those scouts away very quickly. As we can see, they're already gone.
And also, you know, dealing good damage to Cab. He took out those skirms, not a problem at all. Saving Badgiofro's ass at the moment, but we should really compare the 2 Spanish players at this stage and have a look at just how many villagers they have. Doubt is on 30, Badgiofro on 23.
Bloody hell, that's a difference and a half there. That's 7 potential villages that just out the window. You can't use that to put into night production.
Exactly, and Badgiofro is up to castle. He's going to try and get his eco rolling, but he's being raided like constantly, losing more villagers as well. And it's just, this is so nasty for him. Another one going to go down. Badgiofro is in such a bad spot. I cannot believe like just how bad that was for him.
This is just not good at all. Right there as well, pushing some units away with some knights. That's about it. Jordan has thrown a defensive tower up on his gold, about halfway there now. And how are we looking at it? It looks like Cab actually opting just to bypass Jordan, was trying to get some harass there on Badgiofro, but being forced away.
Yeah, Cap's got to be a little careful now. Obviously, Jordan's got quite a lot of skirms out. He's got a few scouts here as well. And as far as I can tell, though, Cap does have the upgrade advantage. Can we see if they're going castle yet? Well, Cab is not. Jordan, on the other hand, yeah, also still feudal. So quite a prolonged feudal war on the flank here.
Doubt and Doubt just going up to castle. Same with Fire.
Doubt and Fire up to castle. Okay, wow. Okay, they're quite...
Slam as well. There we go.
They were quite slow, actually, in comparison to Badgiofro and Riot. But you've got to remember, both Fire and Doubt went with scouts in the feudal age. And I think they've made the damage worth it.
Definitely. The amount of time they gained, well, the Badgiofro gained doing an early up compared to how many villages he lost, definitely not worth it there.
Definitely not. I couldn't agree more with that. Like, he is so down at the moment, and obviously Doubt here. Where are we looking?
Jordan 23 in a lot of trouble in Cab's base. He's about to lose all of those skirmishes tonight.
Oh, man. Well, I don't know. I mean, Fire's coming in. He's got the advantage in numbers here. He's also got Bloodlines and +1 defense, which is what Badgiofro is missing. And I am not surprised. I mean, Badgiofro has just not had the eco at this stage to get those upgrades. And now, of course, we're going to get cut down as he runs. That is horrible.
Exactly, even the spear is not going to be able to do much, because Cab's there with archers. This is not easy. And Badgiofro going to one stable. That's, ooh. Yeah. Booming into one stable. Wow.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he could have gone 2 or 3, but he's so behind on eco, he can't actually, I don't think he can afford that many knights. Now, Slam in a bit of a bad spot as well. Viper now with quite a few cavalry archers out, and obviously playing the Huns makes a lot of sense for him to do that.
Of course.
Riet trying to help him out a little bit, but man, Riet's going to be in a bad spot as well if he's not careful here, as Viper's heading over to his base with those cavalry archers and looking to damage that eco, and just look at his wood here. So many potential
totally
kills.
Defenseless. If he just parks in the middle, going to be able to pretty much deny all of that wood line.
Exactly, and that's going to be so horrible for him. And once again, it seems like TyRanT B about to take a hell of a lot of raiding. We've got Fire and Cab down here outside of Jordan's base. We've got the Viper with his cavalry archers outside of Riet. And, well, I think this is a big ploy. I think this is a big ploy. Look at the military from Doubt. We're not seeing anything really. We've seen a few scouts, a little bit of knightage, but if the Viper's outside of Riet's base, we've got Slam and Riet responding to that. That's just leaving Riet open to night raiding at the moment.
It is, and the thing is, like you said, Doubt's hardly invested anything into military. He's just been booming, booming, booming. He's up to 4 TCs already.
Exactly, which is what you want as the Spanish. You want to be left alone. You want to be able to boom up in peace, and you want to be able to, well, just be able to spam paladins in the late game if you get that opportunity. And for Doubt at the moment, it's not looking too bad for him at all.
Yeah, well, Viper's keeping, well, the other 3 are keeping everyone busy. 3 players are keeping a team of 4 busy right now, and probably due to all that damage they got on Badgiofro in the early game. Because Badgiofro really not being able to commit too much military force to helping out now. So if Doubt can just go as he has been, sit on his 4 town centers, potential for a 5th even, and just boom up, boom up, boom up, hit Imperial, he can just completely steamroll the entire team by himself.
He really can. I mean, late game, it's obviously no sling is allowed here, but late game, Doubt's going to be in a great position. So let's just have a look now, because I can see that Jordan 23 is finally getting up to the castle age. He's got a pretty beefy, or pretty large even, feudal army. But is Cap going up first? I'm not actually sure. He's on 64%, and Jordan is on 25. So TyRanT A looking really good at the moment. They really are looking good.
I agree, like, the strategy's been near perfect. As soon as they've seen an opening, they've gone for it. They've just jumped in there, done as much damage as they possibly can. And now Badgiofro looks like he's in trouble again. Yeah,
more archers coming in. And these may not be upgraded yet, but they will be very shortly. And I think, you know, the way that they're playing is that aggression is the best form of defense for TyRanT A at the moment. You see how aggressive they're being. It's forcing TyRanT B to stay inside their bases, stay defensive, and it's just giving TyRanT B, sorry, A even, the team on the bottom here, just the chance to just be left alone and boom up.
Exactly. Doubt's gone up to a 2nd stable now, so it looks like he's about ready to get into the fight. He's happy. He's on 78 population with, what, 2 knights out on the field right now.
Yeah, so it's
that's
literally
a hell of a lot of economy.
All villagers, and we should look at the villager count here. Doubt is on 77 villagers. The next person along to that is Riet, who is on 69. So he's a good 10 villagers behind at this moment in time. And the least amount of villagers we've got at the moment is Cab, who doesn't seem to have the best economy. But obviously, going to be up to the castle age before Jordan and able to get that 2nd TC out a little bit faster as well.
Ooh, looks like, though, we do have Slam moving in on Viper's territory here. Viper's cavalry archers away as well, so not even going to be able to defend this one properly. That's a lot of crossbows.
Whoa, yeah. And I think they're kind of realizing now, yeah, guys, we need to get a little bit aggressive. We've not hit their eco. We need to kill some bloody villagers. And
Yeah.
Well,
and here it comes. That's 2 already gone. Potential for a third.
That's a third, yeah, down. And obviously going to move to the wood line. So they're going to catch these villagers off with all of this food from the deer. Is he going to get them, though? Obviously, I'm pretty sure Slam wouldn't have ballistics yet. So I imagine he's going to be a little
Didn't
inaccurate.
look like it before. But nope, gonna get it.
Nice. So Viper, yeah, forced back at the moment, it seems. A few cavalry archers coming back to defend, you can see that. Doubt coming over with some knights now as well. But those knights lacking a lot of upgrades, actually. Those crossbows should be able to deal with those knights easily. I
agree. This is not a good exchange for Doubt. He's going to lose probably 2 knights there for nothing, but going to get away just in time to the town centre.
Yeah, I think, if he engages that head-on, he will lose that entire army. No question about it.
Agree. Easy.
What is going on over on the right of the map?
Ooh!
Oh, engagement
Fight
at the
versus
top.
Viper and Riot right now. Cavalry Archer fight at the top, Slam's base.
Yeah, Riot has
Looking
all
good
of
for
the...
Viper so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the mass that he needs, but he is retreating away. The thing is for
Wants to
Riot
get
at
off
the
that
moment...
hill.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Riot has got +2 defense, 120 health on those knights, so pretty beefy. But obviously the Viper with +2 attack, I think he's got enough there to deal with it. Coming in now as well, he's probably going to get these crossbows.
Gonna get sandwiched between the Knights of Doubt and more cavalry archers from Viper as well.
Man.
This army for Slam is gone.
Great coordination, and Slam just like, well, that's over. Obviously, cavalry archers definitely the strongest out of the cavalry. Sorry, out of cavalry archers or crossbows.
Slam. You're in trouble now. You've got Knights and a massive cavalry archer from Viper coming in. Of course, Viper only just got his 3rd TC up recently, though. He's dedicated absolutely everything to the cavalry archers.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he was on 1 TC for a while. I was going to mention that, but obviously we had that attack from Slam coming in.
Oh, wow.
Man,
Great play from Fire and Cab at the bottom as well there in Jordan's base, really sealing him in. Sorry, I just had to get that one pointed out.
It's okay, yeah, I noticed that a second ago, but I got distracted again up in the top because look at that army! Holy shit, that's a lot of units right there. Going down under, yeah.
This is why we love 4v4s. Look at the army, look at the action, it's everywhere.
It is. Jordan looking in a bad spot at the moment. Bagiofro still doesn't have +2 on these knights. That just shows how much of an impact this has had on him, this game. He's on 3 TCs. We compare that to Doubt now. Doubt is the score leader.
5 stable.
He's on
6 stable. My fault.
6 stable, 4 TCs. He's going to be going Imperial fairly soon as well. And, he is just going to carry this late game so well. And I think we may have underestimated Doubt a little bit here. I know he's been untouched a lot of this game. But... as we said before, we didn't really know how much practice Doubt had been getting in, but I think he's looking good at the moment.
I do as well. Looks like they're right. We've pushed Doubt off this TC towards the top there. Viper going to try and get some more villager kills as well, busting into Slam's base, but Slam going to garrison up pretty quickly.
Yeah, but, constant eco-raiding. It's looking pretty painful. Slam's getting a castle up on the front now, though, to try and protect his economy a little bit more. But, it's so tough, especially as the Chinese in this position. When you're against the Huns player, they can drush you, they can do all manner of unspeakable things to you, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it, apart from ride it out, and hope your teammates can really help you as the game goes on. I feel like Chinese later on, once they start getting those tricks out, going to be able to defend a little bit more effectively.
Until then, though, of course, they will require a little bit of help from their allies. Doubt, though, losing a lot of knights under one of Riot's town centers there. And, of course, just being able to spam them out. Look at the amount of knights moving across the map for Doubt now. He's on 6 stable. He's going up to 7 as well. That's bloody insane.
Of course.
And going imp.
Yeah. He's going Imperial. He is in the top spot at the moment. Although saying that, Riot's already Imperial as well, much faster than Doubt in this position. Fire is also up, but I'm a little bit concerned here for Jordan. He's got pressure on the front, he's being pressured on the back, and look at his economy. Ooh. He's only on 2 TCs, 3 TCs on the right, but it's not looking good for him at all.
I agree. Jordan was definitely just put down at the start of this game, and I think that's what TyRanT A needed. They needed to get some damage on some of these star players. They got someone on top of Jordan, Bagiofro, and from there they were just crippled. Huge battle coming up outside of Jordan's base, though. Bagiofro getting in there with Knights, Mangonels. He's got Riot there as well. He's got, well, there's Knights from Fire. There's Knights from Badge, Knights from Riot.
And Jordan 23 is following up with his crossbows.
Bloody hell.
Is huge. And it looks to me like Bad Jofro's team here, TyRanT B, gonna get the victory on this side. You'd think.
I agree. However, over at Riot's base, fight going down as well. Potential for a lot of crossbow losses for Slam.
Yeah, exactly. He has really had the brunt of it this game. It's looking nasty for him. Doubt coming forwards with a castle drop as well. And wow, this is not good at all for Slam here. He's lost so much army. Riot is going to be pressured so hard. His army's out of position. And he's having to come back now. A little bit late though, as this castle will go up and that TC for him on the front is going to be lost.
That's exactly right, and of course that castle, Doubt up into Imperial, going to be able to get some Trebs out now and just defend that by the castle. Riot going to have to push directly into that if he wants to get rid of it.
Exactly, a second castle coming up next to it as well, and Riad says he needs help. You know,
this is the line.
Yeah.
This is the line in the sand that Doubt is drawing. We are fighting from here, and you have to push us onto our own ground.
Don't you dare cross me, basically.
Yeah.
You know, this is kind of... I think, you know, one nice thing about this, TyRanT, they keep Xing the map where the action is. It's like they're trying to help us out or something.
You can follow the chat, it's nice. Looks like, though, Cab putting up a castle on the front. Very risky spot, though.
Well, it's risky. He could lose a few villages here. He has got a couple of mangonels to help out, but losing that to Jordan's on the right. And that castle, it's a good position if he can get it up. And obviously, you know, it's at the bottom of a hill, but it's going to help secure that gold, which Jordan is struggling with at the moment.
Ooh, here we go. Right, Cavalier now for Doubt as well, and the push continues on this side. Those castles, of course, conscription already done. Ooh, and that castle not up for Cab.
Oh, it did. Oh, wow. Oh, no, it's not up.
It's not up.
Jordan's going to push that back then. Jordan will push that back. But I don't know, you know. I feel like if Cab loses here, they've kind of made more of a push in the top. Like, TyRanT A is looking really good at the moment. Riot's losing a hell of a lot. He's lost his TC, and they are really, like, pushing into Riot's space, which is a huge problem for him. Obviously, the Hun player here, fielding a very powerful Imperial army.
Yeah, of course. But thing is, we haven't really seen a lot from Batshiro yet. He's kind of been sitting out while all the big fights have been going on. He's coming down to K-Cab now to help out. Well, help his partner out, Jordan, not Cab, of course. And he's up defending Riot as well. So it looks like he's going to get back in there, and this is going to go from a 3v4 to a 4v4.
Yeah, he's trying to help him out as much as he can. Batshiro just going up to Imperial here, but look at that. Jordan's going to get the castle up. Cab's pushed back, and Jordan going to get some gold now.
Viper and Slam both up to Imperial as well. That just Hun army just going to get even stronger now. Yeah. Paladin for Doubt.
Oh man, Riot is looking in such a horrible position. They have got no army up here. Aside from what Slam is bringing in, which is a few Chuko Nu, pretty unupgraded. Slam with a few Cavalier, but it's really not enough, I feel, on this side. And whilst they might be having a minor victory on the bottom, is it enough to compensate for this on the top?
Exactly, because now Fire is an Imperial. He does have just Mangadai out, and Mangadai is Mongols, as we know. A lot of line of defense coming up there. Castle's coming up as well. Looks like they're about to draw their line in the sand as well. The question is it going to get pushed back or not?
Yeah, I think the real problem here for Cab is going to be sort of gold problems. With Bad Jofro now Imperial as well, they might really be able to start pushing this. Of course, Jordan's still Castle. He is the last one to go up to the Imperial Age. So relying quite heavily on Bad Jofro here. But Fire, with a lot of Elite Mangadai out now, and he's just going to keep making them. Of course, going to just be able to demolish everything in his path, really. Yeah.
As we know, Mangadai are the most OP unit in the game. Bad Jofro, though, losing a lot of villages to some Paladins from Doubt there that have just come in to do some raiding. Not good at all.
No, it's looking a little bit risky for him. Slam, pretty left alone for a while. He's got up to the Elite Chuko Nu now. So, I mean, expected for him to do that. He's just really going to have to do a lot of damage here to kind of bring this one back. If we have a look at the average team scores, TyRanT A is a good 600-700 points in the lead at the moment.
And the other news is Cab is pushing back. He's got a castle up on the front. Trebuchets are out.
Oh, wow.
So they're really going to be able to push this one back onto Jordan now. I wasn't expecting that one to come back so quickly, but
that castle
with the help of Fire... just absolutely slaughtered their way back into the game.
Yeah, really nicely done. A big battle up here as well. Slam showcasing the power of the Chuko Nu there, taking out a lot of cavalry archers on that hill. But yeah, you're right. I mean, this push on the front's going to be pretty huge. Jordan is still not Imperial yet. He really cannot field an army at this stage. He pretty much has nothing. And, well, he's starting to make some Mangudai now, but, you know, he's pretty undefended. And Riot's down here trying to help out because he's being raided back at home. And meanwhile, it's just looking worse and worse for his team.
Yeah, the thing I've particularly noticed, though, is that TyRanT A have already got their trade up, and if you look at it, they've just got a solid wall of them completely across the map.
Yeah.
You can't just run straight into their trade and have them unexpected. Whereas if you look like between Riot right now and Slam, there's this big opening that Doubt's already set up, so they can kind of just run straight in and kill off trade.
Yeah, you're right. That's actually a huge deal. And obviously, Bad Jofro here with some markets going down on the right-hand side, but they're a little bit late in terms of, well, in comparison to TyRanT A, who, as you say, have already started to get their trade going. And that's going to be huge, because obviously late game gold really does just end up deciding the game in a lot of situations.
Exactly, especially in a game this side, and with the Spanish player, I would be surprised if players start running out of gold, and that ends the game instead of players just losing the trade.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, Spanish with that trade bonus, so good to have that in a team. And I tell you what, I think the actual civ choices for this this match are huge. Viper looks like he might be in a bit of trouble at the top, but Jordan looking pretty bad in the south currently with Mangudai coming into his base. I don't know where to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Cab's pushing forward with a castle. It looks like Jordan will definitely be pushed back. It looks like the fight's going to be up in Vipers, though. Yeah,
it really does. Slam coming forwards now with those siege rams. The Viper with a lot of heavy cavalry archers, but the thing here is that the Chuko Nu from Slam are going to be able to deal with rams much more effectively than the cavalry archers are. And that could
question
really
is,
change
though,
things.
how well do they deal with paladins? Because Doubt is in there now as well, helping his ally out.
I don't think Doubt has enough paladins there. Chuko Nu just destroy. They're so good against armored units because just the sheer damage output that they do. Obviously firing multiple arrows, 8+6 attack, that is no small number.
Exactly. They're an absolute insane unit. They're definitely up there with Mangudai. Once you mass them, they're nearly impossible to charge into.
Once you mass them, it gets incredibly difficult. I think, you know, like Siege Onager, probably one of the only ways to really deal with them. I mean, they flatten rams in a matter of seconds. And, you know, they deal with paladins pretty effectively as well when they're not in a massive 40+.
Yeah, just watching this thing at the top, they're just sitting there, and anything that gets within range is getting killed off.
The only downside to them is range. I mean, you look at the Viper's scams, 5+3, the Slam's Chuko Nu 4+3. It's just really a range issue that they have to deal with. Finally being forced back a little bit, but now comes Riot with his paladins. He's been left alone for a little while, and he's been able to recoup his eco by the looks of it. Looking good over here. For the Viper, though, I still feel. They're still pushing him back.
If he can hold that, he'll be okay. Because if you look at the other side, we've got Cab and Fire pushing in like no tomorrow. Trebuchets are set up, castles are set up, Chuko Nu are in there, backed up by Mangudai. And those paladins from back definitely going to get killed off here.
Yeah, I think, you know, with that many Chuko Nu, that many Mangudai, look at the paladins. You might think the paladins just so amazing and so great. But when you're dealing with that many archers, like, what are you going to do? Really?
Exactly.
Bad Jofro, what are you going to do? You're going to run away,
It's like when you're playing Black Forest and someone manages to mass 150 longbows or something. You just can't go near them.
You can't go into it. You cannot. And the thing is here, I think they need more siege. And I think the Mongol player, Riot, sorry, not Riot, who is the Mongol player? Oh, it's Jordan. The only person here... Is that right? Yeah, the only person able to make Siege Onager at this stage. And he's just so far behind in economy. And I think they need some Siege Onagers to defend here. Especially against the Mangudai and especially against the Chuko Nu.
I definitely agree there, but not looking so flash for Viper right now. Though Riot coming in with quite a few paladins and those Chuko Nu slowly pushing up. Rams coming in to the archery ranges. Not looking good at all.
Absolute bloodbath up here in the north. This is absolutely insane. So many Chuko Nu for Slam. And you know what? It's really worth pointing out that a lot of these guys, Riot, the Viper, Jordan 23, pretty good deathmatch players as well.
Definitely. Like, Riot at the moment, I think last time I checked the deathmatch ladder, he was actually on the top.
Yeah. It's kind of like we've got a little bit of an anti-clockwise clock going on here. Slam and Riot pushing the Viper back, whereas Jordan's being pushed back by Cab and Fire at the south. So it's kind of like, whoa, who's gonna win it? Because both fronts are pushing in the opposite directions.
Exactly, it's going to come down to who can do the most damage and how quickly they can do the most damage. Because looking at the moment, Jordan's been pushed completely out of his base. He's down onto no gold whatsoever. Like, look at his army. It's complete skirmisher right now.
It really is. But the problem here as well, look how close these guys are to the trade line. They are so close to the trade line of these guys. Mangudai, if they run into this trade line here, they're going to get so many trade cart kills. And the trade line, as we said earlier, as you said, for TyRanT A, so much more safe behind this wall of players.
I don't know now, though, because look at it. The castle that Viper's been using to hold them off is gone, and they can just beeline straight through there to the trade.
Actually, you're right, yeah. But you've still got to remember here that Riot's using Paladin, which, although they're going to be able to chase down the trade carts, they're not going to be as effective as Mangudai at taking them down. Obviously, the Mangudai...
Yeah, I'm just worried about Fuchikunu's standing on that stone hill there and just shooting them as they come past.
Oh, what, like, I'm trying to see that. Oh, right. Yeah, I see. That's
if they sit there, it's going to be GG to the trade.
Yeah, you're totally right, actually. The Viper is getting so pushed back now. Dowd coming in with some Paladins to try and help out here. That's a good point, actually. I've not seen a huge amount from Dowd here. I feel like he's lacking a little bit. Fire, though, adding in some onagers. This is what I was talking about. They need the onagers here to deal with the Chinese, I feel. And Fire bringing some onagers in. Great team play from TyRanT A in this position.
I agree. It's just going to come down to who can do the most damage and who does it first.
Yeah, and I'm concerned. In the south here, if this castle goes down, what is to stop them?
They take the hill.
Yeah, they've got the hill. The TC will follow, and then the trade line will be gone. And this is a real problem over here on the right-hand side. Cab and Fire, excellent teamwork, and they are just gonna... Oh, they are gonna get so much if they get into that trade.
Oh, what just happened to all of the units of Slam?
Holy
Onagers have gotten it by fire. Siege Onagers
Onager
just destroyed everything.
I called it. I called it. I was like, you need the Siege Onager, and look at it, and it just pushed it straight back.
This is not good for Slam now. Both sides are being pushed in on. It's just not good for TyRanT B now.
No.
Dowd just absolutely slaughtering with Paladins. Heavy cavalry archers taking out all the villagers.
Wow.
This is
Slam trying to get these castles up, and he is just like, oh man, honestly, those Siege Onagers just won TyRanT A the game. I'm feeling that at the moment. They are completely pushed back.
While that's happening, Fire and, of course, Cab have taken the hill, and that means pretty much the end to this side of the map, and once they push in, of course, on Slam, it's going to be over there as well.
Yeah, and they are not, they do not want to give this up. Of course they're not going to want to give this up. I mean, they've still got a hold here. They've not fallen right back on this left-hand side, but the right-hand side is looking so risque at the moment. Castle's going up in that trade line. They just need to protect it.
I agree. I know. I'm just watching this hill because it looks like Batshit Fro and Wright are both circling right now, looking for an opportunity to get in there.
Yeah, they will. They will. I mean, they could probably avoid the castles. You see the line of castles that's going up there, and just so many archery ranges, so many units just trying to get some mass out. Riot is over here as well. Badgiofro's over here, and they're just so close to getting into that trade line. It is so painful to see that.
The thing is as well, that Batshit Fro and just Jordan, everyone's having to hold this area, because the minute they try to help Slam, they're going to be just down army in this area, and this is just going to steamroll through.
Exactly, and now Slam as well in just such a horrible position now that these Siege Onagers are out. His Chuko Nu, you're going to be able to do so little in this situation. And obviously, that's all they need to hold now, I feel. That's all they need to hold. This gold being retaken by the Viper. Slam still has some control, but it's not going to matter if that trade goes down. As we've been saying, it's so close now. It is so close.
It is actually just insane. It looks like Doubt's coming forward with the Bombard Tower offense as well. Castles and Bombard Towers, of course, is Spanish.
Yeah.
Very good for just pushing, not to mention holding.
Exactly, yeah, they're going to be able to push that, and obviously, you know, try and push Slam off of gold some more. Treb's out here trying to take down these castles, and, you know, as you said, quite rightly, Slam has to kind of defend this on his own in a 2v1 situation. Riot can hardly spare any army, because he needs to help out over here, and take this hill back.
This hill just absolutely crucial right now. Paladin's just running into it and just getting killed off.
Yeah.
There is no way they can fight into it.
I'm telling you, Jordan needs to get some onagers out, and he's not had the eco this entire game to support that. You know, he's got very little gold. He's got a lot of wood and food, which is great for skirms, but he needs onagers, and it's just not going to happen. I don't see it happening.
My question is, though, how did Riot get into the trade line, Batshofro get into the trade line, and how is he building a wall across it?
What? Are you absolutely kidding me?
In the back of Viper's base.
How did he do that?
What is going on?
Batshofro, you absolute legend.
Looks like this is their plan. They were planning this.
Absolute legend. Walling off the trade line.
That is an insane move.
How did he get in there? Without them seeing? I mean, he had to go so far.
He's literally come down between Viper and Doubt. He's even got just buildings in there.
Yeah. I mean,
it wasn't stealthy. He just kind of did it.
I know, he even built stables and archery ranges in their base. And he's walling off that trade line, trying to stop them from getting trade. Of course, they're calling GG now, though. Jordan's gonna resign. And man, what a first game to this series.
That was absolutely insane.
Absolute
like
class
that move
act.
from Batshofro at the end actually has made my game so far. Just seeing someone come in and wall up a trade line.
Absolute class act. I wish he'd have got to see that completely walled off. That would have been insane. But holy shit, what a first game that was. So intense the entire time. I feel like TyRanT A had a good advantage throughout, but I was very concerned for the Viper up on the top there. I don't know about you, but that looked really risky at one point.
I agree. It was definitely in the throw there. Like, it could have gone either way. And really, down at the end there, it just came down to that hill, I think, and just the onagers, of course. The siege onagers and that hill won them the game.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. It's just so good at the moment. So, 1 down, 11 to go. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. I think we need to come out